Trudeau is such a spiritual female.
Trudeau.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Can you imagine having that guy as your dictator? That sucks.
That would really suck ass.
I would have really bad FOMO that I wasn't living in a country with like a...
So what is going on? He's stolen all the crypto.
Let me pull up my notes.
He took all the fucking crypto.
I copied and pasted some notes.
And there's not enough good coders in Canada to get it back.
Mm-hmm. They're all women and non-binary.
They're all non-binary women of color, and they suck at coding, and they're not.
Okay, so this weekend, on your birthday, in fact, they cleared out the central area of the protests in front of Parliament, and there was all those videos being shared of like police officers like on horseback, like trampling over protesters, that sort of thing. This is according to the Week. They used batons and quote chemical irritant against protesters who they described as quote aggressive and assaultive.
Chemical irritant.
Mm-hmm.
You mean COVID-19?
You mean the vaccine? They should just like spray them with the vaccine.
They sprayed them with the vaccine.
If you want your country to be 100% vaccinated,
just get some chemtrails going.
If COVID is airborne, can't you make an airborne vax?
Yeah.
Just spring that on everybody.
Don't give them any good ideas, Anna. Please. That's not what Peter Thiel is paying us for. Okay.
The woman who went from anti-vax to vaccine enthusiast with this one simple trick. Daily Wire. And the Canadian media accused these protesters of like using kids because a lot of those truckers had like their wives and kids.
Because they were eating chic food and hula hooping and stuff.
But then they also said, according to Reuters and CBC, Canada's federal government and the provinces of Saskatchewan, Alberta, Ottawa, and Quebec have all relaxed COVID restrictions since the protests began. So basically, there are like signs that Canada is like loosening a lot of their COVID restrictions in spite of the fact that they were so hard on the truckers, or maybe because of it. I saw this week-old article from the conservative Claremont publication, The American Mind, that was being circulated, which basically said that the Canadian government had like three options, which was like cave to the truckers' demands, which would be political suicide, remove them by force.
Why would it be political suicide?
Well, because all of their credibility would be eroded if they caved to like this kind of insurrectionist army of people who they had smeared as like white supremacists and like domestic terrorists and misogynists and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Or they could remove the truckers by force, which he argued would like kind of remove the thin veneer of democracy. Or lastly, number 3, they could double down on the rhetoric and the threats, which would lead to stalemate. And in all of those cases, they were basically kind of squandering whatever like remnants of legitimacy that they had or whatever.
Right.
But it turns out that they ended up using like a weird hybrid model of like removing them by force, but also easing some of the restrictions. I forgot in which province, but Reuters was reporting that children are no longer have to wear masks in schools in Canada, which seems like a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's in one specific province.
That's a big win. And was that, you think, directly due to the trucker protests, or?
I mean, I think that...
Was there a vote of some kind?
Well, I think like what's happening is that they're gonna like
Canadian politics
lose or they're gonna loosen, like laxen some of these like restrictions and policies, but they can't be seen as making a concession to the truckers, so they're gonna continue to like dismantle and smear them.
Okay, but they took all the crypto from the GoFundMe and they froze their bank accounts.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing that happened. Yeah, so his like awful second in command held some press conference where she like said that they were using the Emergency Act to bypass like a court order and allow Canadian banking institutions basically to freeze accounts, any account that was thought or suspected of giving a donation to the Freedom Convoy, which is crazy.
That's actually so crazy. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. And there was a GoFundMe that had something like $9 or $10 million in funds that was shut down because it, quote, violated GoFundMe's policies, whatever. Just
like what happened with our ISIS t-shirts.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they were basically originally they said that they would redistribute the funds to credible and established charities.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I think they also gave them the option of refunding. Like a lot of people were reporting that they were like going to redistribute to charities like solely.
Right.
And then because that I think caused so much uproar, they are now automatically refunding.
They donated
funds
to a vaccination
to like
campaign.
BLM or something. Yeah.
To Dr. Fauci, the Dr. Fauci Foundation.
Yeah, to Dr. Fauci Sandfly Beagle Torture Foundation. To make plexiglass enclosures. Can you imagine if you donated to like some campaign and then like
go on
and they were like actually we're going to give your money to this other charitable cause that you totally don't believe in and think is like harmful to your own.
Yeah, when I donated to the Bernie Sanders campaign and that money went back into the DNC, that is basically what that felt like. Yeah, that's essentially.
But they didn't announce it.
No, but there was still a sense of like, oh right, okay, I like tried to disrupt this organization I didn't really agree with, and now I just gave them a bunch of money instead. Like, okay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna participate in politics anymore.
Welcome to Hollywood.
I guess I just don't know how this works, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean that's like, but it was. I saw a lot of like even like leftist people being like, "This is insane and ridiculous." Like people who ordinarily fall in line with every like mandate or like directive or whatever. They were just like, but yeah. So there was that campaign, the GoFundMe campaign, that was shut down, and then the emergency order from the Trudeau government about freezing.
Why do they want these truckers to get back so bad?
Yeah, like I mean, that's a good question.
What? Why they drive in a truck?
Yeah,
all day long, like alone. What do you mean?
I know.
They cannot even be interfacing with people that much. It's not like a production to drive a fucking truck.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, none of it makes sense. I think Canada is one of the most vaxxed countries in the world at this point. It's because they don't want a control group. When the truth comes out.
And we should just start whispering on this podcast. Make it even harder to listen to.
I know.
We can't get in trouble if we whisper it.
We should insert anti-vax subliminal messages.
Okay.
Into the like.
Instead of
I don't know how to, who am I kidding? I can't.
Instead of the non-subliminal messages.
Yeah, but you can like insert subliminal messages into like audio tracks.
If you put it backwards, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. You can like whisper above the track at a barely audible.
I got something I want to say, but I'm not going to.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. Okay. I think it would be really bad. I think it would just, there's no reason for me to say it. And it would just be really,
but you can tell me after because now I'm dying to know.
I'll tell you after. It's really just... Yeah. A fantasy, a passing thought, something I shouldn't voice.
Yeah. Look at you. Being all mature and in your early 30s.
It is the kind of thing that actually would get us deplatformed.
Okay. So well, it's not.
It's not just for fun.
I feel like at the end of the day, like all these governments will slowly ease all of these like controls and restrictions, but they'll take credit for it and they'll say like, oh well, we knew all along that the virus was going to be endemic once it leaked, and we knew that masks and vaccines were imperfect measures, and the mental health of the blah blah blah, and all while smearing like the people who originally complained about it.
Well,
and that's that's as long as liberal democracy in a nutshell.